Gamescom 2016, einem der Highlights. Und bei mir ist Sandra. Hi Sandra from Civ6.
Yes. Hello. I'm great. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great too. Thank you for the interview.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here.
Yeah. I saw Civ6 a few minutes before, and it was awesome. But I have a few questions because in other interviews you said, "Oh, the map and the world is so important, more important than ever." My question is why? Because in the last Civ, it was important for me which resource I decide to take, and so what's.
A lot of it comes down to the unstacking the cities system. We have these adjacency bonuses and requirements for every district, which is where all your buildings are now, all your wonders. So that really makes every tile that much more important because there's only so much room. There's a finite amount of spaces that you can own. So it's a puzzle game, and it's so important to make those decisions correctly.
Is the diplomacy difficult because there's not so much room for my cities?
I wouldn't say it's difficult. I think that there is a challenge to the balancing act there, but I find it very fun. It makes me feel like every decision that I'm making is that much more important because it really is, honestly. There's, like I said, every hex, it's so important. That's why the builders have changed a little bit too. We don't have the workers in Civilization 5, which are just building farms and farms and farms. They have charges now, which you can only use so many of them.
Yeah.
So.
And another thing that's a little bit I'd search for the word, but not important. Come to the tech tree, to the research system. What's the key points in Civ6?
Well, first of all, we've got this new progression tree, the culture tree, which is our civics tree. So this is driven by your culture. This is how you're going to unlock policies and governments, as well as envoys for our really cool city-state diplomacy system. And active research. This is the way that your game decisions, where you found your cities, who you're fighting, what you're building, that's the way that affects your progress through the tech tree.
Have example?
Yeah, so if you found your city on the coast, you'll actually do sailing much quicker. So.
Okay, great. Yeah, I played it and I built a farm, and so my research point at farming was that was great system. So another point is you had it in an add-on from Civ 5 is religion. So now it's a bigger point in Civ 6. What are the key points?
Yeah, so it's a great way to customize your experience. You know, we've got all these systems, and it helps you react to everything that's changing. And the religion system, it's so cool. There's so many different features to it, and it also has its own victory condition. So very important this time around. Of course, you might not always get a religion in your game. There's only so many great prophets, and you're competing for them. But it's really cool. It's a great way to customize. So as you start the game, you'll begin to generate faith, and this is how you get your first pantheon. Your pantheon's gonna just help give you a little bonus, a little boost towards an area of gameplay of your choice. After that, you will be able to found your religion through a great prophet and your holy site, generating more faith, and then you can get your missionaries and your apostles and move into theological combat.
Okay. Which kind of religion can I choose? Is it the real religion in the real world, or can I choose difficult and mystic religion?
So we do have a pretty cool customization system. You can pick a symbol for your religion. We have some that are based on real world religions, as well as some that are made up. They're fun. You can name it, and as you're customizing it, you're making it for your own game. This is Civilization. You're writing history. You're writing your own version.
Great. And what I have to do to win with my religion?
So you need to get the majority of cities of every other major civilization on the map.
Okay, great.
So not city-states.
Okay.
But.
This time on Gamescom 2016, you introduced the Germans.
Yes.
What?
Frederick Barbarossa.
Yeah. Tell me about the Germans.
Yeah. So it's a very powerful civilization in this game. He's got. I think one of my favorite parts about playing as Germany is the extra district. You're usually limited in your district placement based on your population, but he can have an extra one. And that's super, it's flexible. You can use that towards any victory type and generating all these different yields. Also an extra military slot in any government you choose, which is cool.
Are the Germans maybe too powerful?
No. There's so many very unique traits that all of our leaders and civilizations have. I think there's a really good balance there. Yes, someone might be way more powerful in this area, but they're not going to be quite as powerful as this guy in this area. So
this time you decided to make a new graphic style. It's like a cartoon. I always remembered a little bit at the Settlers. I don't know if you know the game, old game from Germany. Why this time a new graphic style?
So yeah, we did stylize things a little bit more. Honestly, it comes back to gameplay. We have a very big game. There's a lot of systems, there's a lot happening on the map, and we really need to be able to show you that. You need to be able to see at a glance what your landscape is. You need to see the terrain types, the resources, and just by giving them more stylized, larger, recognizable silhouettes, it really lends itself to that. As well, we've got these great characters. I mean, all of our leaders are based on big personalities in history, and so by making them a little more stylized, we can really pump up the animation and make them very cool.
Okay. So there are many new features in Civ 6. How difficult is it for me as a hardcore Civ player to learn the new features?
Yeah, well, that's the cool thing I think about the Civilization franchise is that we've got this great way, as you're going from generation to generation, to balance the foundation that people are familiar with all this cool new stuff. And you know, we worked from most of what we had with Civilization 5 and the expansion packs, and we built on that. So I think people that are familiar with that are not going to have much trouble. There's definitely big strategy changes, I would say. The active research and the unstacking the cities, you don't have a routine anymore. I always did when I was playing Civilization 5. I had my route through the tech tree. Every game, it started out the same. But I don't have that anymore. It changes so much. So you really need to react to that. But I think that's a fun challenge for Civilization 6.
Sounds great. And would you like to say Civ 6 is a good game for new players, for new Civ players?
Yeah, we're keeping new players in mind. You know, we want to be approachable. We don't want people to be afraid of Civilization because it is this very big game. There's a lot of systems to learn, but at the same time, there's so many ways to play it, and I think it really lends itself to all these different play styles and different players want to play the game a different way, and we can do that. And I think that's the beautiful thing about the Civ series. And so we're keeping that in mind. We really want to make it a good experience for new people as well.
Sounds great. Release is in October, right?
October 21st.
Great.
Yes.
So, thank you for the interview. It was very fast, but time runs. So, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Have a nice day. Und euch auch noch viel Spaß auf der Gamescom 2016. Wir sehen uns.